Hello. Oh my gosh, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are you all doing? Let me know. There is a live chat here today. So, as you are joining, let me know that you're here. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know that you can hear me. It looks like, hold on a second. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. Hopefully, you can. It doesn't look like my mic is working. Hold on a second. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Because there's like a thing. Okay. Yeah, you can hear. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, good. Because there is a thing that it like doesn't show my mic like doing its thing. But um let me just see. I should have checked this before. I'm gonna probably just, like, pop off for 1 second, and then I'm gonna come back. I need to switch my internet connection. 1 second. Let's do a mic check one more time. Can you guys hear me and see me? I switched my internet, so if there was, like, any sort of lagging thing or anything like that, we should be good now. Okay. Hello, hello, Maria. Good to see you. Doing good. So glad to be here for a live masterclass from Los Angeles. Yay! Welcome. Okay. Yes, all the confirmations, you guys letting me know that you can hear me. Okay, thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay, yes. Thank you for being my mic and video check. Um Hey there, and sending love and light to everyone. Yay! Yes, having a fantastic day. I'm so excited. For those of you who are watching me on the recording, hello, welcome. Um, Thanks for bearing with me as we go through the technical setup part. Clearly, I haven't been live on YouTube in a really long time, but I'm so excited to be here today and to do this past lives masterclass. I have to say, it was really just like it was so strong, the feeling when it came through that was like, we're talking about past lives. And I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. So when I heard the topic for this master class, at first I was like, okay, like what where are we going with this? And then as the information came through, I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. So I'm really excited to talk about past lives and the angels that are coming forward, actually the beings, I should say the divine beings that are coming through. We have Archangel Orion, who is one of the angels that's coming through, and then the other energy that's coming forward is actually the Arcturians. So these are celestial beings that are coming through, and I don't often talk about them, but I do remember that they came up at some point during another master class, I think. I don't remember when, I don't remember where, but at some point I did talk about the Arcturians. And so they're coming forward. And so even with Archangel Orion, he brings in this like very cosmic, celestial, kind of like out of this world type of energy. And it all makes so much sense because when we talk about past lives, we are talking about something that is very non physical, but that has such a huge influence in terms of our life, our human experience in this lifetime. So I'm really excited to be bringing this information to you because not only are we going to be talking about just like past lives, but it's really like a deeper understanding and awareness of how past lives influence us, and also more specifically how they are supporting how we are meant to use our connection to past lives to support us in this lifetime, because I truly believe the information that's coming through, that has been coming through, that I've channeled over the years and that I really feel deep in my heart, is that the this life that we are living, that we are all here together in this lifetime, which is a very special thing, is actually going to be one of the most deeply transformative lifetimes for humanity, which is a big, bold statement to say, but I really feel the truth of that there is a lot that is shifting and changing, as we can see with everything going on in the world, as we can see with the rise of consciousness and awareness and connection to spirituality. And so I really feel like everything plays a role. And so one of the things that we're going to be focusing on today or talking about is how the energy of past lives, how that is meant to be harnessed to support us in this lifetime. So I'm going to be talking about that. And I'm really excited. At the end, we are going to be doing, I'm going to lead you through a guided journey to connect with one of your past lives. So if you've never done that before, stay tuned. This is what we're going to be doing today. I'm so excited for that. It's going to be amazing, so powerful, and it's going to be awesome. So, as always, as I go through this, if you have any questions, anything that you want to share, anything that resonates with you, feel free to post that in the chat. And I will be checking in every once in a while and answering your questions in the chat if you have any. And yeah, this is where we're going to go. And if you're watching me on the recording, then you can still comment below this video like you usually do with comments on YouTube. So, again, feel free to use that space to share anything that comes up for you, anything that resonates, and any questions along the way. And then at the end, I also have a special invitation for everyone into something that is coming through, something that I'm opening up the doors. You may have heard me talking about it, but I'm going to officially announce it here on YouTube at the end. So, this is all that is happening right now. Hello, everyone who is joining in right now. Let's get started. So, like I said, Archangel Orion and the Arcturians are the ones who are kind of coming in and supporting this energy. And whenever I talk about the angels or the beings that come through to support a specific like masterclass in this case or topic or conversation, it's really first of all, the information is being channeled from them. And then also, as we are in this space together, as you're tuning in and tapping into this energy, it's like I literally see them as if they're like creating this circle around us. And all of us that are gathering here, whether you are live, whether you're watching the recording, it's like we're being welcomed into this space, this sacred, beautiful space of energy that is supporting this transmission and that is supporting what we receive, the energetic integration that happens as we listen to this and as we dive into this exploration. Okay. So the first thing that came through as I was tuning into this, like what is the information that is wanting to be shared today in this past lives masterclass? And the first thing that came through is this awareness that past lives are a portal to understanding the truth of who we are by understanding the experiences that our soul has gone through. Okay. So it is a portal to understanding the truth of who we are. So with past lives, the basic understanding of it, the basic definition of it is, of course, is that it is different lifetimes that our soul has incarnated into and has experienced, right? And so I truly believe that we all have lived many, many, many lifetimes. And so there's a lot of different kind of like experiences, lessons, things that we've gone through, that our soul has gone through. And a lot of the times there is some sort of like thread of influence that it has on each subsequent lifetime. You know what I mean? So because your soul is energy and because your soul is infinite, so there's always going to be a thread of energy that is connected through your energetic being from previous lifetimes, and whatever is carried forward from those lifetimes will have some sort of influence. In some cases it's a big influence, in some cases it's a very tiny influence, but there is some sort of signature that exists in each subsequent lifetime incarnation. Okay. So it does build upon each other. It does have an influence in some shape or form. So when we go and explore these lives that we've lived, and when we connect with past lives, it's like gaining insight into, oh, like that's what happened, or that's what's going on, or that's something that my soul experienced, right? Because of course, obviously, we for the most part come in here and we have no clue, no remembrance. It's not like we come into this life as this current iteration of your soul in this human form that's like, yes, and I used to be this person and that person and that person and that person, unless you've done already some past life explorations. And sometimes they do can come through as like certain types of memories, or it can come through as um maybe in like dream form or whatever. But for the most part, we don't really We don't really know. We don't really remember unless we actually start to do the journey of discovery and exploration to start asking the questions, right? So as you start asking the questions, the answers start to be revealed to you as well, right? And so this is the case in so many different contexts and situations with regards to our spiritual journey. It's like as we start to ask the questions, the answers start to reveal themselves. So it's all about the question, it's all about the intention that we put behind, um asking, and that we put into, our willingness to follow that path and follow that journey. So when it comes to past lives, there's really two main kind of like, we'll say, categories of experiences that our soul goes through. And so the first one is one where we might experience some sort of trauma or pain or grief or some sort of like really major challenge that our soul goes through, and that maybe not necessarily has resolved, right? So a big example of this is, let's say, if, something happened where a soul was, and this is a really common one, especially for healers, is that they may have lived a past life where they got caught as a healer, right? They were burned at the stake, like that kind of thing, where there's a trauma that happens. It could be also any form of like personal experience. It might not be like for every person, you know what I mean? Like with healers, that's a very common collective experience that a lot of healers have gone through. But it could also be like a personal experience where people experience deep pain or grief, or something was taken away from them or whatever. You know what I mean? So this is something that is really, a really deeply, how do I say this? Like, very, it really kind of creates a deep signature within our energetic blueprint that influences us in future lifetimes, right? Now, the purpose behind those kinds of lives where that is the experience is that it is for the soul to cultivate its resiliency and mastery of divine healing. So whether that happens in that particular lifetime, which doesn't always happen, it does support the soul to find that resiliency, to find that strength, to find that truth, to find that mastery in healing and divine connection in a subsequent lifetime, right? So that's often why you will see how, with past life regressions or past life healings, how it's happening in a subsequent life because we didn't get the opportunity to do it in that lifetime, right? But when we do have that opportunity to heal, to truly integrate whatever that experience was, what happens is that we then anchor in a deeper sense of our own power, a deeper sense of our own truth, a deeper sense of our connection to the divine, and who we truly are. So that's kind of one thing, and that's really the purpose behind those types of experiences. It's not because you did, your soul deserved it, or because you did something wrong or you made a mistake or whatever. Those kinds of experiences really build that sense of resiliency, that sense of mastery, that sense of connection. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second one, the second main kind of like category, like I said, of past lives is actually ones where the soul has lived in its highest potential. Okay, its highest divine potential, really being the expression of the soul's gifts, being the expression of that soul's truth, right? So these are lives where, maybe there's a great sense of leadership that the soul experienced, or a deep sense of divine connection, right? So lifetimes where, maybe you were, and this is just off the top of my head, having done so many different past life uh journeys and regressions for people. It's like lifetimes where you, like, medicine woman is the first thing that comes up if if you were a woman in that lifetime. Like the medicine woman, the one who was wise, the one who knew all the different things, the cycles of the earth, that kind of thing. Lifetimes where your soul was in a leadership role, right? And having a significant role in whatever that lifetime was, in terms of leading other people. So things like that are the prime examples of the soul living in its highest potential. And the purpose behind these lives is for the soul to experience its true power and to live in the essence of its divine truth, right? And so there's kind of like those two different types of categories. And for the soul living in its highest potential, it doesn't mean that there weren't challenges or weren't any kind of situations that didn't create any sort of, pain or whatever, but for the most part, the soul got to experience what it was truly like to live in its essence and to live in its truth, right? And then in contrast to that, there's the other lifetimes like we talked about where that wasn't the case and where there is healing that needs to to happen in a subsequent lifetime. So what I feel, what has come through, what really is feeling like a big calling that is bringing us forward in this lifetime specifically, right? The fact that we're having this conversation, the fact that you're interested in what does this mean? What are past lives? Like, how can I use them to support me in my journey in this lifetime? All of these things. Like, if you're asking yourself those questions, there is an answer for you that is, and in terms of how it's meant to serve you in the journey that you're meant to follow. And so I really believe that in this lifetime, a lot of us are being called to, really bring healing to reconcile those past traumas, those past pains, those experiences that our soul went through. Like, this is the lifetime where we get to heal that, where we get to, like I said, reconcile those things. And in that process, what we're actually doing is we're adding fuel to what our true purpose is in this lifetime and in the expression of our highest potential. So I truly believe that this is a lifetime where a lot of souls get to live in their greatest potential, and that by doing this exploration of past lives and by reminding themselves, remembering what their experience as a soul has been, and then by healing, by reconciling those past traumas and pains, and then adding it with the knowledge of who they truly are, it's actually fueling the fire of your divine light, right? It's fueling this energy of the power that you get to hold and who you get to be in this lifetime. Because the other thing too that's coming through right now, Archangel Orion and the Arcturians are bringing this forward, is the knowing that if the truth is that our soul continuously expands, and if the truth is that our soul is meant to expand, right? Which means that it's meant to grow, it's meant to evolve, right? We're constantly in this energy of evolution. So if that's what is meant for us, that we are meant to be in this evolution, then that means that in this lifetime, if we choose, if we use our free will to harness the power of our past lives, right, through the healing and then also through the connection, remembrance of our potential, that this is actually creating, kind of like an additive effect where basically it's kind of like consolidating all the things to become the greatest expression of your soul that it has ever been, right? So it's this continued growth, this continued evolution where, yes, I had a life where, I knew my healing gifts, my healing abilities, and, leadership qualities and all those things. And then I combine that with the healing that I get to go through from a life where, I was, whatever, burn at the stake, or a life where you were punished for being who you truly were, or whatever experience that was. It now combines together to bring you into a sense of pure connection to who you are, pure connection to your power, pure connection to the divine expression of your soul, and how that's meant to now come through and be expressed in this lifetime. So that you can show up fully in your power, so that you can show up fully in your gifts, so that you can show up fully in the experience that you were meant to have here and that you were meant to bring into this world, right? And then this goes right along with what I was talking about with regards to the shift in the evolution that is happening on a collective level, how truly this lifetime that we are living in, and all of the generations, especially the upcoming future generations that are here, th- like we are leading a massive shift on this earth in terms of consciousness, in terms of how we live, in terms of how we function as a society, all of those things. We are going through a deep, 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 deep healing process right now so that the future generations can have a completely different experience of life on earth. I truly believe that that's what's happening right now, and that's why when you hear people talking about the new earth and all those things, it's like this is what we are building the foundation. Like, but we're actually right now crumbling the old foundation because the old foundation is not going to work. So we're going through the process of really like crumbling all of that down, really dismantling everything so that we can build from this fresh foundation that is based off of love, that is based off of truth, that is based off of our spiritual connection and who we truly are. So I do believe that there is, a light at the end of the tunnel, but we're also in the midst of all of that. And that's why, as souls who are here right now at this time, it is so important. It is imperative that we understand the deeper connection of what is actually supporting us in what we have come here to do, right? Because it is understanding that your experience, right? Your resume, your soul's resume of what its past experiences and what it has gone through and what is it's been able to accomplish in the past and what it has had to fight through, what it has had to endure, or the trauma that it has had to experience, all are contributing and all adding up to who you're meant to be in this life. Do you know what I mean? So this is something where when we can consolidate that information, when we can bring that together, it is going to really support us in who we are in this lifetime and how we're meant to show up in this lifetime, and the impact that we create in this lifetime. Okay. Um, let me see. Okay. So let me answer your question. Let me see what the comments are saying here. So why don't we ascend after living a lifetime of highest potential? Why do we then have another life that's worse, where we experience trauma to our soul that we then have to heal in yet another life? Okay, and I think you answered my question, but I'm gonna come back to that in a second. Um, okay, awesome, yay! Had to be at the temple. Okay. Oh, that I had to be at the Temple of Delphi. This is like ancient Greece, but with internet. Yes, I know, right? Okay, so yeah, so I think, yeah, Maria, what you were saying in terms of answering that question, but yeah, it's essentially, basically, it's like almost like logging in. Think of it as like logging in different experiences that will then add up to be like I said, consolidated, that will be used to then support a specific lifetime where that power and that connection and that transcendence of that energy all adds up together in order to fuel a specific purpose in a specific lifetime. Because the way that I see it is that it's like, let's say this lifetime is meant to be really, and of course this is the case for every single soul who is here at this time, right? We are all on different parts of our journeys, but for the souls that do have a deep and powerful, let's say, impact in terms of their spiritual connection having an influence in humanity and in the consciousness of this planet at this time, I really believe that this was all kind of like planned ahead of time in a way, where it was known that, okay, this is what I'm leading up towards. I'm leading up to this great experience. I'm leading up to this transformation. I'm leading up to this lifetime where this is going to be necessary. So we live through these different experiences in order to support, a specific lifetime where all of that will come together. All of that will be used to then support that process. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I just like froze for a second. Let me know. I'm like, okay, there we go. I'm moving my hand because I was like lagging for a second there. So hopefully you heard that. Hopefully we're still all good. Let me know. Okay, let me see. The archangels must be your cousins because you know them really well. I love that. Yes, we are all a big family. Love that the Arcturians are coming through. They're my soul slash star family, fellow Arcturian starseed here. Yes, I love that. I know. Anytime that they come through for anything, I'm like, oh, hi, okay. Like it always comes through like unexpectedly. It's not like I'm calling on them and I'm like, hey, Arcturians, can you like help out here and tell me what's going on? They're stepping forward and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what we're working with here. This is the energy that we're working with." And, coming back to that point of all of this like cosmic energy that is coming through with the Arcturians, with Archangel Orion, it really goes to show how, and this goes to the kind of like the tagline that came through with this master class of the ethereal connection is how this is something that is beyond this world, right? It's beyond this like earthly realm energy. Our past lives and the power that they hold and the energy that they bring to us go like spans way further, way beyond this specific, earthly realm. And so this is why I feel like these cosmic beings are the ones who are coming in and supporting this process for all of us and that are helping us to remember and that are reminding us of this role and of this power is because it's something that is as old and as expansive as the universe itself, right? So if we think of the earth, it's like 3D, there's a certain limitation that is experienced on earth, right? Because we are still in a physical body. Whereas, the energy of past lives, the energetic thread that connects it and the power that it holds and the remembrance that it leads us to and that it reminds us of goes beyond this earthly realm. You know what I mean? So, so the reason why we want to remember these past lives, or the reason why we want to be able to connect to this energy and utilize this energy and integrate it into our current lifetime, is because first and foremost, it helps us to remember who we truly are, right? And this is one of the things that I always talk about, for people, especially like when I do my work with healers and people who are stepping into their purpose as channels, as healers, as spiritual leaders, all the things. It's something where, yes, in this lifetime, it feels scary because it's the first time that you're doing it. But truly, it's not the first time that your soul is doing it. Your soul knows this, right? Like your soul has been so deeply connected and, a part of all of this for such a long time. It's not new for your soul. And that's something that I can attest to personally through my journey with the angels, with channeling the archangels. And, I actually literally just had a conversation about this today with someone where it was like, um, I remember back in 2017 when I put myself out there as the archangel channel. I think at the time I was saying the angelic healer, but you get the point. It was a really scary thing because it felt like such a like, who am I to be doing this, right? This like imposter syndrome type of thing. Like, who am I to be saying this? Like, I just literally started to connect with the archangels like a month ago. And now I'm being guided to like shift my whole business and claim this like spiritual teacher energy and all this stuff. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what? Right? But the thing that I've learned over time is that even though for Christina, like this human in this lifetime, it was a new thing for her. It wasn't a new thing for my soul. And I started to see evidence of that as I would speak and as I would share and as I would like teach and create videos. Like all of my archangel videos are channeled from the archangels. Like I never used and that was actually one of the things, like I was never guided to actually study any other people who, put out stuff about angels or whatever, because it was meant to come from my channel, like from my experience, from my connection to them, not an reiteration from someone else's work. You know what I mean? And so that was a huge part, and still to this day people are like, "Do you recommend any like angel books or this and that?" And I'm like, "Actually no, because I haven't really read any because I was like never guided to them, and it was important for me to always stay in my connection, how it comes through for me, so that it's not, blurred or like has a filter through someone else's experience." Do you know what I mean? So it always came from me. And so as I've been doing this work year after year after year, I've really come to recognize how it's like I don't even know how I know these things. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'll teach stuff and I'm like, "Oh, right." Like my human is like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." But it's like it's not coming from me. It's coming from my divine being. It's coming from the angels. It's coming from the divine energy that's around us. You know what I mean? And so this is the case for everyone. As you step into your truth and into your purpose and into what you have come here to do, like the true channel and expression of your divine being, at first it might feel like, what am I doing? Like this is crazy. Like who am I to be saying that I'm a healer? Who am I to be saying that I'm this type of channel or this or that or whatever? But it truly is something that, until we actually take action and until we actually start to do it and recognize that it's coming from something beyond our human mind, then we truly start to recognize like, oh, there is something greater beyond. There is a greater divine wisdom. There is something else that knows this stuff. And this is your soul. Like your soul knows this stuff. Your soul knows this connection. Your soul knows this truth. It's just that our human mind is playing catch up, right? Which is okay. It's okay for it to play catch up. That's part of our journey. That's part of this experience, is that we're integrating the human with what is that wise divine soul that exists beyond this lifetime, right? And it's important for us to remember that our soul exists beyond this lifetime. It has existed prior to this lifetime, and it will continue to exist beyond this lifetime. And so because there is this greater energy, it is something that will continue to hold um a much greater divine wisdom than what our human could ever express or could ever say or could ever know or could ever do. Do you know what I mean? But it's using this human experience to bring that forward, right? So our job is to get out of our as humans and trying to overthink everything and allow this energy to flow through. Okay. So as we connect with past lives, as we connect with our highest potential that we've experienced in past lifetimes, it then helps to inform and helps us to remember and helps us to get out of our own way, because now you're bridging the gap between what your conscious mind knows and understands with what your soul already knows and understands, right? So now you're bringing it to a more conscious awareness, which then helps you to hold that energy, right? So if you knew, or if you connect to your lifetime, one of your lifetimes where you lived as a really incredible, powerful leader, right, and held that truth, well, maybe now in this lifetime when you're called forward into leadership, or when you're called forward into some form of leadership role, you can connect with that essence, that quality that you already held in a past life, that already exists in your soul, that you can now bridge with your conscious mind and say, oh, I already know this, right? And then you invite in this remembrance and you invite in this energy to then lead you. You know what I mean? So again, going back to my personal example of doing this work, it's like my human is standing over here being like, what? Right? Like I think still my human is like, what is, like, this is, it's become more natural for me because I've just been doing it for so long, but it's still something that, it kind of blows my mind. And it's because it's not really my human who's doing it. My human is just the vessel through which this expression is coming through, but it really is this soul energy, right? That's coming through, this connection to the divine that comes through, that then my human looks at and is like, "Ooh, okay. That's interesting. That's a good idea." Like That's a good idea. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? So this is, and again, we all have this. We all have this awareness. We all have this connection. And again, as we connect with these past lives, it helps to bridge that gap into our conscious mind. Okay. So one of the other reasons, which I've already talked about, is that it helps us to see what our soul has already done, what our soul has already created, what our soul has already accomplished in previous lifetimes. That helps to bring in a sense of, okay, I've got this, I can do this, I can trust in myself type of energy to what we're doing in this lifetime. Okay. And then it can also help us to tap into that specific quality or characteristic. Like I was saying before, if you've had a leadership type of life in the past, then you can tap into that essence, you can tap into that quality for yourself in this lifetime, in this different iteration of leadership that you're being called into, but knowing, oh, right, like my soul knows what it's doing, right? And this is all a form of practice. The more that we practice allowing this aspect of us to move through us, to be expressed through us, the more that we then become led by the soul, right? So if you've ever heard me talking about, being led by your soul or being led by the divine, like allowing that energy to lead you in your life, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this wisdom, this essence, these qualities that our soul has, but that our conscious mind just isn't necessarily aware of. So connecting with these past lives helps us to bridge that gap, and it helps us to understand that, and then that makes it easier for us to actually embody that energy, because we're no longer questioning and asking, although we do still sometimes, but it helps us to remind ourselves like, oh wait, okay, I have done this before. Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 I do remember that, right? And it's like, okay, I had that experience, I have this awareness now that this is something that I did in a past life. So yes, okay, I'm gonna trust my soul. I got this. I know what's happening. I know what I got to do, right? Or I'm going to trust that my soul knows what it's got to do, and I'm just going to take one step at a time, right? And so that's where we then practice even deeper into the sense of trusting that we are being led, trusting that the path is unfolding for us for our highest good, our highest potential, even though our human is clueless, right? And it's okay for the human part of us to be like, So what's the next step? What's happening now? What are we doing now?" Right? Our job is to allow the soul to lead, because the soul already knows. Okay. And it's proven to us, and it's shown to us, it's validated to us by these past life experiences and our awareness around those. Okay. um okay, so let me see here. I'm just checking my notes to make sure that I'm saying all the things, because it's just coming out of me as I'm talking. um So yeah, so like I said before, the experiences of each lifetime then creates like an additive effect. We consolidate everything together to then have this more evolved version of us show up in this lifetime, right? So the other thing to know, and I think this actually goes back to answering the previous question, like why would we keep living lives if we had a life of our highest potential, is because there's an evolved form that is ready, or that is available for us to experience when we go through something like, experiencing a life of highest potential, and then going through some sort of trauma or pain or whatever, healing that in a subsequent lifetime, and then combining that together to have an even greater potential of who we are, right? Again, because the soul is ever evolving, the soul is infinite, there are infinite experiences for us to be had. And so for the soul, evolution is the key. The soul craves evolution, the soul wants expansion, the soul desires to continue to evolve in that way. So when we consolidate those things and we bring them together in a specific lifetime, it really helps um to bring that forward for us. You know what I mean? It really brings that forward for our journey, for our experience, for who we're meant to be in this lifetime. Okay. Which is so much more, like I said, it's like an additive effect, way more than what your potential was in that previous lifetime. You get to 10x it in this lifetime, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Um, Let me see here. I'm just looking at the comments. The soul is eternal. The way we look is an expression of our soul. Yes. Truth. You love your soul. You love your higher self. Are you interested to know who is my God given spiritual higher self? Name my purpose here on planet. Yes. Um, have ever tried QHHT? No, because I'm not sure what you're referring to. It kind of looks familiar, but I don't know what that stands for. So no, I have not. But let me know what that is. I'm curious to know. Okay, awesome. It does make sense. Yes. Abundance follows passion and purpose. Yes, absolutely. And we will always be provided for as we show up in our passion, in our purpose, and who we're meant to be, right? Because it's the experience of the soul in this lifetime. Quantum hypnosis healing technique. Oh, okay. I had a feeling it was hypnosis, some form of hypnosis, but no, I have not. I have not. Okay, let's see. What about this life being very difficult and going through a lot of loss and illness? That's a really great question. So, when it comes to any sort of experience that we go through that is like difficult, like you mentioned, like loss, illness, that sort of thing, there are experiences where in that particular lifetime, we can transcend those things in that lifetime. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a past life connection. It may simply be like an experience of this lifetime that is building your character, so to speak, that is building your sense of connection to strength, to power, to resiliency, to all of those things that are either going to influence you in this lifetime, and they will, and also influence you in future lifetimes. You know what I mean? So I would say that the challenges going through in this particular life are more about your particular set of lessons, we'll say, right? Because this is another thing, is that each lifetime comes with like, these are the lessons that we're going to learn in this lifetime. These are the things that we're going to go through in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to whatever, right? So this is an opportunity for us, like when we go through any sort of challenge or situation like that in this lifetime, and we're aware of it, and we're on this journey of growth and evolution and healing. It's like, okay, how can I use these challenging times, or this, whatever the experiences are, to support my continued growth and healing and who I'm meant to be. Um, I feel as though it is assisting my evolution almost like 5 lifetimes in one. Yes, totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and it's one of those things where, for each individual person, like of course it's so individual and so personal for every single one of us. But it is one of those things where when we can ask those questions, right? Like, how is this um meant to bring me strength? How is this meant to support me in my life, in my journey, and who I am and who I'm meant to be, right? Then this is the question that we can ask ourselves to bring forward that healing, bring forward that energy, forward that awareness of what that truly is for us and how that's meant to build us, you know? Um, okay, so when you start to kind of head in a healer direction, you can call on your own soul or higher self to guide you since it's done it before. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. Yes, 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 yes. Because your soul already knows. Your soul has already done it before. Your soul knows what it's meant to accomplish or do in this lifetime. So it brings in that remembrance and that wisdom and that like qualities that the soul as a healer is meant to bring forward in this lifetime. And someone said it earlier, like, who we are in this life, it's an expression of our soul. So the other thing to note is that even though you've done it before, it's not necessarily going to mean doesn't necessarily mean that's going to look the same way, right? And it's very hard for it to look the same way anyways, because of course, whatever we've done in the past, it was a whole different society. It was a whole different level of consciousness. It was a whole different experience of being a human in whatever life, whatever, millennia that was in. So for us in this lifetime, as consciousness has evolved, as our awareness has evolved, as humanity has evolved, the way that we are expressing ourselves, the way that we come into this lifetime, like the self-expressed version of ourselves as healers in this lifetime is going to look different, right? And again, a part of the reason for that is because you also get to consolidate all of the past lives, including the trauma, the pain ones, and then also your highest potential ones to be like this next evolved version of you as a healer in this lifetime. Do you know what I mean? So that is a huge part of it. So, on that note, I love this. I love how this is flowing because, on that note, this is the perfect segue into the journey that I'm going to be guiding you through today, which is going to be the intention behind this journey is really going to be to connect you with a past life where you have lived in your highest potential. Okay. So, we're not going to go into the trauma healing and all that today, but today, what we are going to do is help you to connect to an experience, a past life experience where you have lived in your potential, where you have experienced, the true expression of your soul's essence, of your soul's wisdom in that life, so that you can take that awareness and marry it with your logical mind and your human consciousness and say, hey, look, see, we've done this before. It's okay, you've got this, right? To support you on your journey wherever you're at right now listening to this video, where you're being guided to step into this next level version of you, to take a leap of faith, to pursue the calling that you feel in your heart, whatever it is, but to help you to know, oh yeah, I've got this. Oh yeah, I've done this before. Okay. Um I am a musician, but I'm definitely afraid of expression in front of people. Could this be yes, absolutely. It totally can be, Jamie. And the reason why is because you might have been, something might have happened in the past life where, your expression in front of people or your expression of your truth, like something happened, right? Where your throat chakra, like that expression really got shut down, which now is something that you get to transcend in this lifetime and combine it with your gifts as a musician to really bring that forward into a greater expression than ever before. Okay. So, here we go. So we're going to do the journey. So with that, so I know that sometimes people are like multitasking or doing other things, maybe you're driving, whatever. If you are doing something that you can't fully like close your eyes and focus, that's okay. You can still listen in and then come back to the replay and do this when you have that space and time. And then of course, if you are in a place right now that you can, get comfortable, close your eyes, really tune in, then I invite you to do that as well. So we're going to do that in a second. I'm going to take a sip of my water. And then we're going to get started. Okay. So, as you are settling in and getting comfortable, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just begin to tune into your breath. And just tuning into your inhale and your exhale and feeling yourself connecting to the flow of energy that moves through your body. And then feeling how this energy is connected to your breath so that with every inhale, this energy expands. And with every exhale, it expands even further. And as you are here and just really being here in this present moment in your body, continuing to focus on your breath, the Arcturians are coming forward, and I feel them coming in, kind of creating a circle of energy around you. And just feeling how this circle of energy, as it's forming around you, it's creating this safe space of love, of connection, trust, and support. And so you're going to feel this energy surrounding you. You're going to feel how this energy is also helping to release and let go of any expectations, letting go of any thoughts, letting go of any projections, just feeling how everything is being let go so that you can remain fully open to receiving the information and the awareness that you are meant to receive today. And as you feel all of that releasing, as you feel all of that just dropping out of your body, dropping out of your energy, and feeling yourself being open to the experience that is meant for you today, you're going to feel how there is a stream of, it's like a golden white energy that is coming through, that is coming into your third eye chakra. And as you feel that energy coming through, it feels like it overflows into your body and all around you. And then you're going to feel how that gold white energy, it feels like almost like it's pulling you forward. So you're going to feel that experience as though you're being pulled forward. And you'll feel that pulling forward happening as though you're moving up into the cosmos, into the higher realm. So you're going to feel yourself moving into that space, feeling how that golden white energy pulls you, still surrounding you, filling you up, and also leading you. And it almost feels like there is this invisible hand that is stretched out within that golden energy, and just feeling yourself as though you're grabbing onto that hand and feeling how that hand continues to pull you in, pull you in, pull you in. And as you're being pulled in by that hand, you're going to feel how through the stream of gold and white energy, as it pulls you in, you're going to feel yourself coming into what feels like a portal, this like bright white light, which is where that hand came from. And you're going to feel yourself being pulled into that space. And as you're pulled into that space, you're going to feel yourself landing in an environment of this past life where you lived and experienced your potential. And so the first thing that you're going to do is just notice the environment that you have landed into, noticing what it looks like, noticing what stands out to you. And as you are here, one of the Arcturian guides is here with you, and your higher self is here with you. And as you are with them, you're going to feel them leading you to a space, or leading you into an awareness, leading you into an experience of yourself. And just taking a few moments here to tune into what is being shown to you, who you were in this lifetime, what you experienced in this lifetime, the qualities of your divine being that were held in this lifetime. And so you're just going to take a few moments here to really just be in this experience. Allow yourself to be shown, allow yourself to ask questions to help clarify anything that you need to know. And then as you are here witnessing your experience in this lifetime, you're going to feel how your higher self brings in, it feels like there's like this merging of energy, this merging of quality of who you were in that lifetime. Threads of energy now coming into your body, into your awareness, and feeling how this thread of energy integrates into you, into your being, feeling how it is grounding into your being, and feeling how this is showing you how this gets to be expressed in this lifetime, who you are meant to be in this lifetime. And so just taking a few moments to breathe that in, feeling this connection with your heart chakra, how your heart opens up to receiving this truth, to receiving this knowledge, to receiving this power. And as this energy integrates within your heart, feeling how it anchors into your heart, knowing that this is the place where you get to remember, where you get to come back to this knowing. Whenever you question or doubt yourself, this is the place that you come back to help you to know, to help you to feel, to help you to remember who you are. And so you'll feel now how, with your higher self and with the Arcturian guide, you're going to feel how this energy is being sealed in within you. So they're bringing in a stream of energy, and the Arcturian guide is placing his hand over your heart and feeling how it almost just like seals that in, brings it into a deeper sense of integration into your being, into your body. And then feeling how that begins to flow down through the rest of your body, kind of like streams or threads of light that flow all the way down. And as you feel that coming to a sense of completion, you'll feel now how the Arcturian guide is going to bring you back. You'll feel this sense of like that hand kind of guiding you out, and you'll feel yourself coming back into that stream of gold and white energy. And you'll feel your energy now coming through that stream of light, feeling this difference in your energy, in your awareness, in your knowing and understanding. And you're going to feel how, as that energy flows down through the stream of light, you feel how it's connected back to your present moment, back to this body, back to this lifetime. And then you'll feel how that gold and white energy, it almost feels like it's showering down all around you, bringing in this energy of truth and grounding it into this experience, grounding it into this awareness. And whatever the qualities were, whatever the characteristics were that you witnessed, feel how they become etched within your body. Feel how they become a pathway of expression for you in this lifetime. And then feeling how that energy continues to flow all the way down through your body. Feel how it flows down into the earth, feeling yourself grounding into this energy. And as you're grounding into the energy, feel how the earth holds you in this, how the earth helps you to remember. Feel how your experience, your mark in this world, in this lifetime, is meant to be powerful, with purpose, with truth, with love, with light. And then as you feel all of that coming in through you, feel yourself breathing into that, taking a deep breath in through your nose, then out through your mouth. Feeling yourself coming back into the natural rhythm of your breath. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Taking your time to come back, grounding yourself into this. And at this time, if you feel called to write anything down, to type it in the chat, to, just kind of integrate this experience even further, take your time to do that. Write it down. What stood out to you? What came through for you? What were the qualities that you experienced? And if you want to share, let me know. So now, with this experience, with this information that came through for you, now it gives you like I said before, this awareness to your conscious mind that shows you that gives you an opportunity to bridge that gap and to have a deeper sense of trust, to have a deeper awareness, um a deeper connection to who you really are, a deeper connection to the gifts, a deeper connection to what you're capable of, right? And so in that energy of I am capable of this, I've got this, right? This energy of this is something that I've done before. It gives you that sense of I can do this, right? I can do this. I've done it before. I can do it again. And it's going to be even more powerful this time, right? Being loved and celebrated just for who I am without having to prove anything. A light bringer. Yes, a light bringer. I love that so much. That's so good. So, so good. And I feel like in that moment, like, especially without having to prove anything, it's one of those points of I like, I'm already all of the things. You know what I mean? It's like I think part of our human experience is that we feel like we have to prove ourselves. We have to, um, prove or find reasons why we are worthy of this or why we are good enough for this or why, whatever. And it's just like, I already am, like there's nothing for me to prove. I am already that light, you know? So I love that so much. Wow, that really helped. Thank you. Well, a farming family with lots of children, animals, and free workers, living empress surrounded by animals and nature. Ah, I love that. So good. That's so beautiful. So, so amazing. Yes, 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 yes. So, as we are being called forward, and this is a huge reason why, this Masterclass came through is because we are being called forward into our greatest potential in this lifetime. I connected to myself as Mother Nature. Ah, that's so amazing, Jenny. I love that. So good. So we're being connected, we're being guided and called into the greatest expression of ourselves, into our greatest potential, into who we're meant to be, right? And so as we are, as we follow that path, and if we're going to live that life of being, a healer, that life of spiritual leadership, that life of divine connection, right? Being a divine channel and whatever that expression is meant to be for you in this lifetime, as we're being called forward into that, it is so important for us to recognize that it's the next evolution, it's the next iteration of our soul's nature. So if we can build upon what we now consciously become aware of, what we consciously know, right? What we know we've experienced in a past life, what we know the energy or the power, the essence that we know we're capable of holding, and then we're building from that, then this is the foundation from which we start to evolve. And this is the foundation from which we then bring through our gifts, and the foundation from which we bring through our abilities, and the foundation from which we bring through this truth that our soul desires to express in this lifetime, right? So this is a huge part of like a piece or a step in terms of your continued evolution and your continued growth. So this is something that you can now reference and refer to and really connect to forever, right? And you can always come back here and see where else what the next kind of piece is you are led into by watching the replay and doing the journey again, but this is something that is a piece towards our continued growth and evolution. Okay. Another piece to that, and this is a huge part of the work that I do, and this is where my invitation for you comes in, the invitation to really claim your role in this lifetime, like your role as a healer, your role as I'm here to be a spiritual leader, I'm here to be to be a healer, to be this leader, to bring through this divine essence through my being. This is a huge part of what I'm guided to do and what I'm guided to share. And this is why I've created what's called the Angelic Healer Certification Program. So this is what I'm going to talk about next, is the Angelic Healer Certification Program, because this is something that I feel is more than just here's how you channel angels, right? Even though you do learn how to do that, and you do learn how to work with their energy, and you do learn how to open up to a deeper experience of your gifts and your healing potential and your healing abilities, right? But to me, it's so much more than that. To me, it is really the cultivation of your leadership and the cultivation of this next evolution, this next iteration of who you're meant to be in this lifetime, right? So my intention behind this program is really about helping to bring forward the leader within you, the qualities of who you're meant to be, to create that impact, to fulfill that calling, to support you in how you are guided, right, by your soul, by your divine being, how you're being guided to bring forward these gifts, this connection, this potential, this light that you are here to bring, right? So the Angelic Healer Certification Program, essentially what it is, it's a 4-month program where I walk you through the journey. Like, we walk through this journey together of not just opening up to your gifts and your awareness of your greater connection with the divine. And I just have to say, like, side note is that in this process of connecting with the angels, and understanding that deeper experience that you can have with the angels and your ability to channel them, it opens up a whole world of how we connect with divine energy as a whole. Okay. People who do this program then go on to either working with ascended masters, the archangels, the arcturians, right? Like all sort, like the whole, like any divine being that you can think of. It's something. It's like a gateway. It's the pathway to all of those different types of connections that can exist. So anyway, that's a side note. Aside from developing your gifts and developing your abilities and helping you to, really understand and see your true power as a healer, as a channel, it also guides you through the process of how to show up, what your path is meant to be, giving you clarity in terms of your journey ahead, your purpose as a healer in this lifetime. So, those are the 2 things, and then the third thing is that, and this is the one that I really, really love, is that it brings through this deeper sense of confidence and trust in yourself as a healer, so that you can truly see yourself for who you are, so that there's not this sense of like, "Am I doing the right thing? I feel like an imposter," right? Like this imposter syndrome thing. So you're not questioning yourself. You're not questioning your gifts and your abilities and who you are. It's a knowing. It's this deeper integration of, this is who I'm here to be, right? So this angelic healer certification program is really about, like, it's like the shooting off point for people who desire to make a living out of this. People who know that this is their pathway, like, this is part of my life. This is who I am, you know? And this is how I have, now that I'm saying this, it's like I really see how like this work and this experience of being a healer, this experience of being a channel, it's not just something that's like, oh, like this is my day job and then like I'm done for the day. It's about the identity that you form, right? It's the identity that you become as a healer, as a spiritual leader, and how that influences every aspect of your life. So yes, we go through the skills and the gifts, and like the technical things, and that's really how this program is built. It's very much intentionally built, and I've also, every round that I do, and I run this a few times a year. But every round there's like a deepening that happens. And so this round there are 2 new modules that I'm bringing forward, and a little bit of a shift in terms of how I bring through this experience for people to really, really, really like harness the power that comes through in this container. So the way that it breaks down is that we have like actual training modules where, I'm teaching you, and we talk about, different topics, and you can see all the topics on the page, which I'll post inside of the chat in a second. But basically it goes from, understanding how to work with your energy to the connection with the angels, and specifically your seraphim angels. And we go into like all of the understanding behind seraphim angels. Then we go into archangels. We go into the connection with your clairs, right? Like your different senses of how you receive information, how you receive connection from the divine. And then it continues on to teaching you different techniques, different skills when it comes to healing, when it comes to channeling, when it comes to this awareness and working with the angels. And then we also talk about things like, what to do in certain situations when you're doing this work, right? Like, what do you do in this type of situation? Like kind of like with clients, or if this issue comes up or that issue comes up, or you feel disconnected or whatever. Like, we talk about those things. We also talk about your true purpose and your the bigger picture of your soul and what it has come to do in this lifetime, and how your, like, everything that you learn and everything that you cultivate from within yourself through this program, how that is then meant to be expressed in this world. So it's a fully, like, full circle program where it takes everything into consideration, not just, "Here's how you do this," and, like, go and be on your way. It's like, let's talk about the fears that come up as a healer. Let's talk about the fears that we have of, connecting with energies, and, what if it's not an energy of divine light and love? What do we do in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, there's all these different conversations that we have because we go deep in this. It's not just like, here's like this thing, this is how you channel, and like, see you later. It's really bringing forward and cultivating the healer inside of you. And the healer within you is someone who, stands for this truth, right? Who stands for empowerment, someone who stands for this divine connection and what it truly means, and what that impact is meant to be for us as a whole, like as a collective. You know what I mean? And understanding that you have a role to play in this, and rather than being like, well, I'll do that one day, or maybe like someday or whatever, it is something that is like, I know that I'm being called forward into this, and this is my time. This is my time. This is my time. This is my time. Okay. So this is what's happening. So, special thing that's happening right now is that we are in early bird for the program. So the program actually starts June 7th. Okay. Right now we're on early bird for the next week. So, over the next week, if you sign up right now during this early bird period, you get special bonuses. One is the special early bird pricing, and then the other thing is I'm also gifting a 2-hour business deep dive session. So this is for, often, like, literally pretty much everyone who goes through this program is either desiring to create a business or already kind of has a business that they're doing, and they kind of want to enhance that work already, right? So whether you're in like that place where you're like, how can I actually like bring this forward into the world as my own business or enhance what I already have, the business deep dive is going to support you in understanding what your next steps are, whether it's to launch your business or whether it's to expand your current business. And having been doing this business for the last, I'm in my 7th year now doing this. 6 years. Is it 6 years? 6 years full time, I think. I don't remember. It was end of 2017 when I went into this full time. So whatever that math is, since the end of 2017 is when I started to do this work full time. So I've been through it all. I get it all, especially in this like in this world, in this landscape of online business and all that. The business deep dive is going to be really powerful to support you in whatever way you desire, whatever your vision is to move forward and bring this out into the world. So, having said that, like I said, early bird is right now. So I'm going to leave the link for you in the chat. And then for those of you who are watching the replay, I'm going to also put this in the description below this video and also in a pinned comment in this video, so you can access the link that way. So let me put that there. Let me see. Okay, I'm pinning it inside of the chat. So if you are watching the chat, you see the chat, you can see the pinned link is there, so you can go check out all the details for the Angelic Healer program over there. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me personally through social media, or you can send a message through the contact form on my website. So all of the information is there. Okay. There's limited spots. I'm only opening this up to 7 people because it is very much focused um, on your development. So aside from the training modules, there's also practice sessions that we are going to have where it's like kind of going into like breakout rooms and being able to, like practice and channeling, and everyone gets an opportunity to practice with me and receive feedback from me in terms of, like what they experience, what comes up for them, how they move through the process to really help you cultivate your sense of confidence in yourself and how you do this. The other thing that I want to emphasize is that part of this program is that it's not about me teaching you how, like, this is how to do it exactly how I do it. It's giving you a framework so that you can then build off of it and make it your own thing. I truly believe that healing is an art. Healing is something that is a craft that we get to master, and mastering means that it happens in your own way. And so that is one of the principles that I've always like stuck to through and through, is that you are meant to have your unique expression as a healer. You are meant to bring forward and be this version of you in your own unique way. And so I'm here to help guide you. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to teach you what I've learned through my experience as a healer and doing this work for the last several years. And and then from there it's kind of like, well, how is this meant to come through through for you? How does this look like for you? Let's help you build that together. You know what I mean? So that's a huge part of it. And then the other thing in terms of our sessions and how things are broken down is that we also do coaching calls. So this is like purely mentorship coaching calls where you receive guidance from the angels. And we're literally sitting on a Zoom call and it's like, what's coming up for you? Where do you have questions? What do you want to work on? What guidance are you asking for from the angels, that kind of thing, and really supporting you every step of the way. Okay. And we're connected throughout the whole program because aside from the calls, there's also a group chat that we have where you can share things, ask things, whatever, cheer each other on, whatever, all the things so that you feel fully supported throughout this whole thing. So my biggest thing here is that I'm here to support you. And so it's not just like, here's some information and be on your way. This is like, we are working together. I'm holding the space for you to become the best version of you as it relates to your work as a healer, as it relates to your divine expression of your gifts in this lifetime, as you step into your role and actually claim your role as a leader, as a healer. Okay, so that's what we're doing in this. It's big work that we're doing together, and I just love this. I love this program so much. So that is what's happening. I'm so excited for this announcement, for this invitation. So go check out all the details. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I also want to thank everyone for being here for this master class today about past lives. If you are watching this on the recording and you have any questions about what you experienced and what came through, please feel free to post that in the comments below. Let me just see here, catch up on the last few comments. It definitely resonates with me at this time. Yay! I love that so much. You are so welcome, Maria. Um, Having been through the Angel Healer Certification program, I highly recommend it. Oh, Jenny, I love you. Working with Christina is fantastic, and the program is truly a gift. Ah, you are amazing, Jenny. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, Yes, you are so welcome, Eve. You're such a beautiful healer and teacher. I resonate so much with you. Aw, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Tanya, joining in late from New Zealand. Well, welcome. And also goodbye. No, I'm just kidding, but seriously. Yes, the replay will be up. The replay should be up shortly after I hop off the live. So make sure to catch the replay and leave me a comment below the video after once you watch it. So anyways, thank you all so much for your beautiful comments, for your energy. It was so fun to come on here. I miss doing these YouTube lives, so it's been amazing. So I'm sending you all so much love, so many angel blessings, and I will see you next time. Bye.